Hello and welcome back to the Sideboard here at the StarCityGames.com Invitational in Atlanta, Georgia. My name is Ruben Bressler and I am joined by David Raczka.
Yes.
Sorry, I keep messing up that name, but it's a little bit of a tongue twister. And also, in addition to your name, this is a little bit of a weird amalgamation that I haven't seen in a while. It's an intuition-based control deck.
Yes.
And so tell me a little bit about the genesis of this deck.
Well, I had a friend who loved AJ Soccer's intuition control deck that he played at Open, and I built it up, and I found out that I really like Punishing Fire with intuition because you can get intuition, Punishing Fire, Life from Loam, and Grove the Burn Willows, and you have the combo all the time. So you have, if you want that combo, you have it. And once I did that, I kept on tuning. I looked at really old deck lists. I have a friend named Phil Stoles who played a Moose Walker that had the 3 engineered explosives in the main. I saw It's the Fear was another inspiration.
Very popular, old intuition-based control deck.
Yes, and I used all of that to tune the deck and find out what I wanted to play.
So the main interaction of the deck is intuition with Punishing Fire, Life from the Loam, and sometimes Raven's Crime?
Yes. You do intuition to Punishing Fire if they play Stoneblade or something that has 2 power creature or 2 toughness creatures. You also, against combo decks, you can go intuition, Life from Loam, Raven's Crime, so every turn you can make them discard cards, and finally they are ripping off the top, and you have so many counter spells that usually if they do draw a relevant card, you can counter.
Yeah, you actually have an enormous counterspell suite. You have what looks like, what is this, 13, 12 counterspells? 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 total counterspells, which is a lot, or 14 actually.
14, yeah.
I missed the one of Negate, which is a lot, even for blue-based control decks.
Yes. The format, there's a lot of decks like Show and Tell that have 1 card that matters. So against those decks, counter spells are the best things you can do. And then there's also a lot of cards or decks that have Lingering Souls, Stoneblade, where it's all about each card matters and it's not just a single card. And that's where the Punishing Fire takes up a lot of slack.
Sure. And so a lot of the intuition-based control decks fell off the radar once Jace the Mind Sculptor got printed, but you decided, if you can't beat them, join them, and you're also running 2 Jaces.
I am, and I actually had 4 for a while, but I found out that people just conceded, and I didn't actually have to have a win condition in the deck, so I had it down to 1, and they said you have to at least have 2 win conditions, so I brought it up to 2.
Fair enough. And with your Life from the Loam, you don't want to just get back regular old basic lands most of the time. You've got a couple of utility lands. You've got Grove of the Burn Willows, obviously, for your Punishing Fire.
Yes.
You have a couple of waste lands.
Mm-hmm.
You also have an Academy Ruins.
Yes.
Which allows you to cycle your engineered explosives.
Yes, and this is the most important reaction against Blue-White Miracles because, as you can see, there's only 2 basics in the deck. So if they play Blood Moon, it's very, very good against you. And with these 2 cards, in response to Blood Moon, you can just put Engineer Explosives on top, have your 2 basics out, do E for 3 with the red mana they give you, and you get out of the situation.
Excellent.
Yeah.
And there's no other artifact in the main deck, but you do have another artifact in the sideboard, which is Either Sworn Canonist.
Yes.
In response to Storm doing so well in recent weeks.
It's partly Storm. I actually love Either Sworn Canonist for the Show and Tell matchup because I have 14 counter spells. I go up to 17 after board, and you play Either Sworn Canonist. They have 4 Show and Tells, 4 sneak attacks, and you have 17 counter spells. So hopefully, once you play that, you can draw more counter spells than they draw threats.
Sure. And Either Sworn Cannon is not even close to the most interesting card in the sideboard. We have a couple of spicy ones. First of all, you have a Geist of St. Traft package and the Plains, just in case you needed the 5th color.
Yes.
For some matchups. What's that for?
Well, I wanted a card that beat Geist of St. Traft, and the best card to beat Geist of St. Traft is Geist of St. Traft. You don't want Innocent Blood against Blue-White Miracles, because if they don't bring Geist of St. Traft, you have 4 dead cards. And so that's why I played it. I do have 1 Tundra main, so if I just bring in the Plains, because I take out the Swamp,
Sure.
So I just switch that 1 card.
Right, so you take out the Innocent Bloods and put in the Geists.
Yes.
The other interesting package you have in the sideboard is Elish Norn, Gigapede, Unburial Rights, and Grave.
Yes.
That
was a late edition, and I just love it. I was looking up intuition piles, and there's a lot of piles, of course. And one of the coolest ones, I was trying to figure out how to get Unburial Rights package. Like, what's the best way to do it? And with the Gigapede, if you go Gigapede, Unburial Rights, and then a big guy that you want to reanimate, then you can, no matter what they pick, say they pick Umbrella Rights, then you during your upkeep, you use Gigabead's ability and you discard the Umbrella Rights. You can pay 4 mana and reanimate. They give you the fatty, you do the same thing. So with those 3 cards, you can reanimate whatever you want.
Excellent. Or you can keep the Unburial in your hand if you want, but in those matchups you only have the white mana left in the deck, or
I do keep in the Underground Seas, so
sure.
I can play it. Yeah.
Okay, and so Grave Titan's really good against the other sort of mid-rangey kind of matchups. Is that what it's for?
Yes. So the Elish Norn is for anything that swarms. The Grave Titan's for anything that plays like Tarmogoyf, Deathrite Shaman. So basically your Cascade, 5-color, 4-color, 3-color decks, and Jund. Because against Jund, you don't want to have a dead card like Elish Norn in your deck. And you actually can hard cast Grave Titan because the games go long. So against them, I bring in those 3 package, the Gigabead, Unreal Rights, Grave Titan, and then against Goblins, Dredge, things like that, I bring in the Elish Norn package.
Excellent. Well, this looks like a blast to play, and you've been doing well with it.
Yes.
And you would suggest this going forward?
I would just suggest it, although you do have to tune it. The Elish Norn can be a Blazing Archon or something else, depending on what you think is going to be in the metagame, and it is pretty difficult to play because I know I go back to the matches and I go, oh wow, I play that horribly.
Sure.
So,
yeah, when you've got cards like Intuition and Jace and Academy Ruins in your deck, there's a lot of decision trees that you have to go through. But
yes.
If you think that you can handle it, all those decisions and this crazy mana base, then this might be the deck for you. Thank you so much for bringing it over.
Thank you.